If you find that someone is stuck in that space where they've been subservient to the relationship, they're used to numbing themselves, how do you kick them out of it? Is it just like making them aware that they're doing it? Or is there like some tools and techniques that you jump into with them?
I really love the way you asked that question. There's no kicking somebody out of compromise, because then they're just doing it for you, you know? So it really is an invitation and a kind of mindful awareness. So sometimes it depends on the context, but I've certainly told many different women to just notice how often you say, "I'm sorry." That is going to show a place where you're just like shutting down rather than saying, "Hey, you know, this is how I feel. Oh, I'm sorry." That's a form of compromise. But really, the answer to your question, I have 6 different qualities that are the antidote to compromise. And the first one is very easy to implement and available to anyone, and that is to cultivate curiosity. If you think of what it feels like to be in love, to fall in love, you're just filled with questions. Where does that scar come from? And what were your favorite books to read in high school? And if you weren't in this profession, what would you be doing? Like, we just are so curious about the other person. And then the relationship becomes familiar, stable, solid. All of that is fantastic. I never want to diminish that. But we don't need to sacrifice the curiosity. So sometimes the first step in being more self-expressed and sharing who you really are is just starting with cultivating questions, asking, I mean, sure, you can ask about sexual fantasies, but it can also be more whimsical, like if you could have dinner with any celebrity, alive or dead, who would it be and what would you ask them? Or what was the most challenging part of your week last week? Like it can be with any flavor, but it's an invitation to your spouse to open up more and share things that you won't know unless you ask. And then ideally, your partner asks you to, and if not, just go ahead and share anyway. I've had many couples do this and they feel more intimate just as a result of asking a few questions, feel more present, connected, and intimate.
What would you define as a hot marriage?
Ooh, I really like that question. I thought you were going to ask me how I would define an aligned marriage, but let's go with hot.
No, I don't really care about that.
Okay, well, awesome. I would define a hot marriage as one where both people feel really alive with access and expression of erotic energy, and the kind of connection where if they want to have sex, great. If they want to have non-sexual physical touch, great. It's really about a vibe that is related to sex, but is not fundamentally determined by sex.